Welcome to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living and our Sunday meditation. So glad you're here to join us. My name is Valda, and I'll be leading this morning's meditation. I invite you to notice where you're sitting. Feel yourself secure in that space. Notice your feet on the floor. And now I invite you to take some deep breaths. Extend the exhale a little further than you thought you could. Now, with eyes closed and breathing deeply, I invite you to imagine in your mind's eye looking up into a night sky sparkling with stars. Looking up, you notice the diversity in the way that they are connected, in the way they are pulsing, in the way they are being light. And as you're watching, you're noticing that this power that ignites and animates the stars into infinity is the same power that ignites and animates and breathes you. In this awareness, liquid light begins to pour into, as, and through you. Moving from the top of your head down through your forehead and relaxing every small and tiny muscle in your face, your scalp, your neck, like honey, it slowly moves down to your shoulders, down through your arms and the tips of your fingers. As this light, this source, this energy continues through you, you notice and feel with recognition that it is every part of who and what you are. Each breath pulls it further down into your body. It's at your chest, lighting and relaxing your abdomen. And down where you're seated. Down through your thighs, your knees, your calves. And now to the tips of your toes and the bottoms of your feet. This light pulsing in you, breathing you, continues journeying down. Down through the core of this life-giving planet. Down through the layers of rock and crystal, igniting everything in its path. These strands of light from your feet begin to spiral into the shape of life. As they continue down through and around the core of this life-giving, breathing earth. And through this, bringing more of what it is up through the layers, past the crystals, up to the core, and back into your body, coming up and spiraling around in a cocoon of light that expands with each breath. And in this light, you know peace. You are love. You relax completely in this knowing that all is well. All is well. All is well. You take this knowing into the silence. Allowing yourself to rest. All is well. day as you live into this brand new moment of possibility. I invite you to look up. The power that ignites the stars is breathing you. All is well. Begin to come back to this time and space. Become aware of where you're sitting and your room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Namaste.
lips. Don't be silly chums. Just burst your lips and whistle. That's the thing. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the right side of life. When things in life feel bad, that can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle, and that will help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life. For life begins with truth and ends with truth the same. So why not be consistent in between? When you're always look on the right side of life. I'm a professional, always look on the right side of life. Oh, always look on the right side of life. Always look on the right side of life. Oh, always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the right side of life. Woohoo! And the crowd goes wild. Yeah, you know, I often say we're very serious about our spirituality, but not somber. I'm not so sure how serious we're going to be today. This is going to be one of those mornings. Hello, everybody. How are you? It's wonderful to not see you, but still know that you are there. If you are new to the center, I will introduce myself. I'm Pat Campbell, and I am the spiritual director of the center here. And if you are unfamiliar with our teaching, we are called the science of mind. Some people call it religious science, not to be confused with Scientology. Don't go there, because we are a faith tradition that honors all faith traditions. We understand that there are as many paths to understanding, to nirvana, to heaven, to whatever that is, as there are people on this earth. There are like 8 billion people on this planet. That means 8 billion individualized sparks of the divine. And each one of us is here to understand ourselves and understand our relationship with the divine in our own unique and special way. So if you are here for the first time, welcome. Like I said, we may not be terribly serious today. We're kind of in a fun mood, but I do believe that for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. Okay, I'm really silly today. I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to invite Amy. I'm going to invite Amy up and lead us in our Kong song. You guys know this one. You'll love it. I open my eyes to the love all around. Now I have found the Spirit in me. I open my eyes open my eyes to the love all around. Now I have found the Spirit in me. Wow, that was lovely. Thank you all. I love that song. It's one of my favorites. And I always laugh because when I start to sing about opening my eyes, I immediately close my eyes. I open my eyes. But that harmony, those harmonies were just lovely. Thank you so much. So we have a number of things that are happening here at the center and things that are starting to come up with the holiday season. So I'll just let you know. We are doing our collection for the Secret Santa, and we're only doing it 2 Sundays, today and also next Sunday, November 29th. We'll have people here to take your donations for the Secret Santa. Secret Santa supplement is the best way that I can describe it. So we have Secret Santas that are going to be delivering, but sometimes not everything gets bought. And so we've provided a list of things that you can purchase. The list is on the website, and also a link to it is on the newsletter, of things that we are providing for seniors who may not be able to have a Christmas themselves. So those need to be delivered either today between 12 and 2 or next Sunday between 12 and 2, and then we are going to actually deliver them to Santa's workshop on December 6th. So if you want to be part of this, you can email Ron Hahn at ronhahn@calgarycsl.org. Look at the list, do your purchasing, and either bring it today between 12 and 2. Watch the rest of the service, then go shopping, and then drop off from 12 to 2, and just be part of that feel-good thing. This is our second or third time that we've done this. It's quite wonderful. Our Saging Circle is going like gangbusters. This is a weekly Saturday morning group for people over the age of 60, our sages, our wisdom keepers, shall we say, and it's on Zoom, and it's being facilitated by Sandra and Neil Butler, and they're just, like I said, going like gangbusters. If you are part of the group and you'd like to send a donation for that, you can send it to office@calgarycsl.org, and just in the memo put for the Sage Circle, and we'll make sure that it goes to the right place. But if you would like to join that, any Saturday morning, they meet at 10 a.m. via Zoom, and all of the Zoom information is on the website or in the newsletter as well. Or you can sign up by emailing Sandra Butler at that email address right there. Excuse me. Our Consciousness Seekers discussion group is Monday night, facilitated by Ron Hahn from 7 to 8:30. This is a long-standing group, but don't let that keep you away. We love having new people come. It's questions, it's answers, it's discussion, reading out of a book. It's just a wonderful way of staying in the energy that we get to be in on Sundays, but we want to keep that going, and we want to keep that sense of community going. So the Mondays from 7 to 8:30, my coffee group meets on Wednesdays at noon. The information is there or on the website or the newsletter. Very informal check-in, how you doing? Let's do a little spiritual practice, in and out in an hour. It's quite lovely. Everybody's invited to that as well. Our Thursday evening meditation group also is meeting on Thursday nights. This is for anybody. One of our practitioners leads a meditation, a little bit of discussion afterwards. Just again, all of this is designed to, number one, keep us in the energy, and number two, keep us in a sense of community, because it's so very important while we are kind of isolating ourselves, that we still feel like we have that sense of continuity and that sense of community. So all the information is on the website or on the newsletter. Few other things just off the top of my head. I don't have slides for them. Next week we have Patricia Morgan one of our great sages and elders who's going to be our speaker, speaking on resilience. So you can look forward to that. She'll be our speaker on that week. And then on December 20th, we're having our candlelighting service put on by the ministers and practitioners. And I'm not joking about this, December 31st, so a New Year's Eve morning, not New Year's morning, New Year's Eve morning at 5 a.m., we will gather via Zoom for the World Peace Meditation. I'll talk more about it as the time comes up, but I just wanted to give you a heads up of some of the things that we're looking forward to. Okay, I think now is our time for our sacred time. So what we do here is that Amy will lead us in a chant, and then one of our newly licensed practitioners, Valda Harris, come on up, don't be shy, will give us our spiritual mind treatment. So this is a time when we start to go into our more sacred state of mind, and prepare yourselves to go within. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I
There is one power, one infinite intelligence, one source of all that is, in, through, and as everything. This source, this power, is life. It is good. It is love and peace and abundance. This energy is everywhere all at once and knows all that is. And I know that it is also in me as a manifestation of its creation. I have access to all that good, all peace, all love, all health, all joy. And I know that as this is true for me, it is true for everyone. And I know that as we look up and remember this truth of who we are, we express the fullness of all that is possible. We express and expand and grow love and peace and joy and abundance. As we co-create, we imagine a world that works for everyone, that is here for everyone because it is. And I am so grateful for this truth. I release it to the law, knowing it is done as spoken. And so it is.
And from this place of open-heartedness, after that beautiful chant and that beautiful treatment, thank you, Valda, it was just lovely. We like to anchor in our vision and our mission for the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living, especially since we're not able to be together physically, to say this every week together to remind us, oh yes, that's who we are. And so let's say our vision statement together. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone. There's so much packed into that. But today, the word that jumped out of me is that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness. Each one of us is whole, perfect, and complete, exactly as we are, even sometimes if we're caught up in the world of affairs that we're not aware of that, and yet it's true. We are perfect, whole, and complete, and our vision is to continue to provide the means for us to be inspired to remember that. And our mission statement, the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living, makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness. This is why we're here, to expand consciousness and also to let you know that we are an inclusive community, that we welcome you, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever your chosen path on life, you are welcome here. Absolutely, we are an inclusive community. So thank you, Valda. Once again, doesn't she have the sweetest voice? She's like the fairy godmother voice. I know, I could just listen to her all the time. That's absolutely wonderful. And speaking of fairy godmother voices, I wouldn't use that to describe Amy Bishop. I would simply call her the voice. How about that? The voice and the sax player and the keyboard player and the drummer, percussionist, and the bass player. Yes? Give it up for them.
God, look at you, smiling at me through so many faces. Used to look for you way out in the blue. Now I see you, really see you. Look at you, speaking through my dreams, my thoughts and feelings. Used to think your voice always made a noise, but now I hear you, really hear you, God. You're everything. You're the tall, tall Look at you, giving breath to rain, to green, green forests. I used to think your light was a foolish kind, but now I know you. I really know you, God. Look at you, smiling at me through so many faces.
Whoo, yes. Amy Bishop, Oliver Miguel, Steph Chapman, Luis Tovar, and Lisa Jacobs, the CCSL band. Yeah. They call themselves the Hopeless Sinners, but after a song like that, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's no hopelessness here. Maybe some sinning, but you know what? It's not my purview. Whew, that was incredible. Thank you, Ames. How do you feel? Pretty good, hey? Would you breathe with me, please? And again. And one more time, please. I feel like we're all just in this field, this kind of field of love. After that song, and recognizing when it says, God, I see in you in all the different faces. Ooh, that's good stuff. So, I know a lot of people who are getting very weary of the restrictions that we have around the whole COVID thing. I know for myself, I miss you all so much on Sunday mornings. I miss the energy, I miss the hugs, I miss the conversations, I miss the laughter, I miss just hanging out with people. And I also really miss teaching live classes. That's always one of the highlights of my ministry, is being able to teach people and to see that light bulb go on when somebody really, really gets it. So yeah, I miss that. That said, I am also extremely grateful for the technology that allows us to meet here on Sunday mornings for our Sunday morning celebration and still be in community. If you all don't think that we sit here in this sanctuary and read your comments, then you got another thing coming. We do. It is such a wonderful thing to see the positive comments, to see where people are coming from. All of that, that is still building our community, even if we aren't face to face. And you know what, while I'm at it, I want to really give another heads up and another kudos to our tech guys. You guys don't ever get to see Jason and Dwayne. But you have no idea how much they do, how hard they work to make this a production, to make this a service that you really want to watch. And they are absolutely spectacular and always do it with a smile on their face and with the gift of just love. Just the gift of love. So thank you, Dwayne, and thank you, Jason, so much. We really do love and appreciate you guys. So another thing that I'm super grateful for even in the midst of all of this, is Zoom. Because all of our group discussion things and all of our classes are taking place on Zoom right now. And you know what? I know we're tired of it. I know we're zoomed out. I get that. But you know what? There are some definite advantages to holding things on Zoom. For instance, my Wednesday coffee group that meets every Wednesday at noon, we have people tuning in from all over the place. Almost every week, we have somebody there who isn't from Alberta or isn't from Calgary. For instance, the other day, this past Wednesday, we had somebody from Italy. Swear to God, he was tuning into the coffee talk from Italy. We have people who tune in regularly from Puerto Vallarta, Reverend Karina Shear, and from New Jersey, Reverend Rhea and her daughter Marina. We got people tuning in from California and Wisconsin, Reverend Susan Dexter, and BC, and all over the place. We have people tuning in all the time. So on one hand, it's a super bummer that we can't be together and learn and share together. But on the other hand, with technology, we are able to take this amazing teaching of ours and take it out into the world beyond these four walls. And I say Yahoo and amen to that. Yeah. Thank you. And the reverse is also true. Because of technology, we can take classes and learn from people that we wouldn't be able normally to take classes and learn from. For instance, you know, ministers still need to be spiritually fed too. Maybe you don't know that, but it's true. So I am taking a 4-week class, and dig this name: Money, Mysticism, and Miracles. I know, right? It's being taught by a colleague friend of mine, Dr. Kathy Ann Lewis from Seattle. She's one of our leading experts on mysticism. And it's based on the teachings of Emma Curtis Hopkins, who is known as the teacher of teachers in our New Thought movement. In fact, our founder, Ernest Holmes, was her final student, was her last student before she stopped teaching. She's known as the teacher of teachers, so practitioners or anybody who wants to become a practitioner, commit that name to memory because it will appear on the exam. I promise you. So Emma, as she is affectionately known as, was not only a brilliant teacher and a great manifester and a great healer. People came to her to become healed through mental thought. Emma was also a mystic, someone who has a clear and direct connection with the divine source. Ernest Holmes, who was her student, defines a mystic this way: not a mysterious person, but one who has a deep inner sense of life and of his or her unity with the whole. A mystic is one who intuitively perceives truth and without mental process arrives at spiritual realization. In other words, they know and they know that they know. Yeah. We have all had mystical experiences. Every one of us, I am willing to bet, knew something that we didn't know we knew, but intuitively knew it. And it's a very cool experience when it happens. The problem is that it's kind of fleeting. It's like we're not so steeped in it that it lasts all the time. It's fleeting, and then we go back to our very human experience. But a mystic is someone who lives from that state of knowing all of the time. For them, it is common, natural, and normal. So this is the idea of mysticism that the class that I'm taking is based on. Not that mysticism itself can be taught, because it can't be taught. It's mystical. root word mysterious. So, so it is mysterious. It is mystical. So we can't teach you how to be a mystic, but what I can teach you are tools that help you open up your intuition, which is the beginning of mysticism. In fact, Ernest Holmes defined mysticism as God in man. So if we were to make that gender neutral, God in person, or God in human or humankind. So today, I'm going to teach all of us, I'm going to reiterate it for myself, one of the tools that I recently learned in this class that is super effective in accessing intuition and grounding that connection that I'm talking about. So Emma was known for using the phrase keeping the high watch. In other words, keeping our thoughts and keeping our ideas raised up into the realm of spirit rather than down in this mucky world of effect. You know what I'm talking about, right? We are, a lot of us, right here in this world of effect. Keeping the high watch means we raise that up so that we are coming from a higher perspective or a higher place. And, Emma wasn't the only one who taught it. Spiritual teaching since the dawn of time has emphasized the importance of looking up. They talk about going to the mountaintop or raising their eyes to heaven. So Emma didn't make this up, but she did teach it in a very clear way. Because there is something about raising our vision, literally raising our vision, which raises our thoughts, which brings about a broader and more expansive idea and maybe solutions to what's going on in our world. And you know what? We do it naturally as well. When we are, I'm going to speak for myself here. When I am grateful about something, I often look up and say, oh, thank you. I'm not talking to a guy that looks like Charlton Heston up in the sky somewhere. I am lifting my consciousness in acceptance of gratitude. Oh, thank you. When we're trying to think of something, you're like this. Oh, what is that thing? We're looking up, right? We want to feel inspired. We don't go to... maybe some of us do. Well, when we want to feel inspired, we go to the trees. We go to the mountains. We look up at the stars. We are looking up. So looking up helps us to access our intuition. And it opens us up to something that maybe wasn't available to us before. And there's lots of psychological studies about eye positions and where you look and what it means about you and your personality and all that other stuff. In fact, I just found this out yesterday. I thought this was funny. The athletic shoe company Nike, I'm sure you've heard of Nike, yeah. So they studied NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which tells you where people look and all that other kind of stuff. And they studied NLP and they study eye position, and that's why their famous Just Do It advertising started out on the highest billboards that they could find. Because it caused people to look up and to imagine their own fitness possibilities by looking up, seeing that Just Do It thing. So what happens, though, for a lot of us is that when we're struggling with a problem, we have a tendency to look down. Anybody else? I know I do. Yeah, I know I do. Well, what we're doing is that if we're dealing with the thing, we're looking at the material world, we're looking at the physical problem, and because we're looking down, that's all we see. All we see is the problem right there. However, if we raise our eyes just to like the middle of our vision, not all the way, just to the middle of our vision, what happens is from here to here, all of a sudden I have more information. I have more opportunity available to me simply by raising my physical vision up. And it's good. We see more opportunities when we are looking straight on, as if we are looking at the horizon. But it's still dealing with the material world. It's still dealing with the world of effect, what's right in front of us, right? But when we literally look up, raise our vision up, we are entering into the realm of spirit, of limitless possibility, and we experience a shift in consciousness simply by looking up. I read an article in Psychology Today that talked about this, about looking up and the benefits of looking up. And the article said, looking up accesses a part of the brain that is strongly activated during religious experiences, meditative activity, dreaming, or any activity that encourages us to reach beyond the bounds of nearby time and space into the infinite and eternal, simply by raising our eyes, by looking up. So we learned this in the class on mysticism. Simply look up, raising our eyes. And what we were instructed to do was to spend 10 minutes a day, only 10 minutes a day, with our eyes lifted 45 degrees above the horizon, in order to open up those portals of possibility thinking, of inspiration and intuition. Just make that as part of the spiritual practice. And yes, we are going to experiment with that because you know me, but I have a few more things I want to say before that. So, when she was telling us about it, Dr. Kathy Ann, oh yeah, and it's going to be really great, blah, blah, blah. I had a tendency to think, you know what, that is way too simple. It is way too simple to be effective. But you know what? I will tell you that the results are absolutely surprising. And one of the reasons why this technique or this tool, I'm giving you a tool today, this tool is effective is because I expect it to be effective. I trust Dr. Kathy Ann. I trust Emma Curtis Hopkins. I know that there is something to this, and so I went into this experiment with calm expectancy and faith. Because I'm going to tell you why this is important to me. As I've shared, since March 15th, 2020, 8 months, math is not my strength, I've been experiencing, or I have experienced, a funk during this. It's wearing me down, or it was wearing me down. And so what I did was I made a decision to start studying different spiritual teachings, but with a beginner's mind. I am not a beginner in science of mind, trust me. But I'm taking a once-a-week Course in Miracles study. I'm exploring other teachings and other things, not getting away from the science of mind. Oh, God, no. But to supplement my belief in the science of mind, because truth is truth, no matter who says it. Because here's the problem that a lot of us spiritual people have, especially if you've been around as long as I have, is that you hear about something and you think to yourself, I already know that. Anybody? Anybody, you hear a talk title, oh, I already know that. You hear about a class, you know what, I already know that. But as Mary Morrissey would ask, do you know it or do you know about it? Big difference. If you know it, you're living it. You are living spiritual life. But if you know about it, then it's just theory. Nothing can be until we can actually prove the theory. So I went into this class on mysticism with a beginner's mind. I did not assume I knew everything. I didn't know everything about mysticism by any means. So I went into the class with a beginner's mind, with an expectant mind. What am I going to learn? I know I'm going to learn something. What am I going to learn? With a receptive mind. Bring it on. I'm ready. I'm ready for a shift. I'm ready for something new. And I can't tell you that I've had a mind-blowing realization as of yet, but what I do know is that I'm clearer. I am more focused than I've been in a really long time. And maybe right now, that's what we need. Maybe we don't need huge apocalyptic shifts in consciousness right now. Maybe what we need is clarity and focus that helps us get through the quagmire of material stuff that we're going through right now. Because what I have found is that the clearer that I am, the more focused I am, the more I understand the universe, and the more I understand my place in it. And the more I understand of it, the more I see that I am surrounded by good, and that good is available to me. I expect it. Emma Curtis Hopkins is famous for saying, "There is good for me, and I ought to have it." I want you to say that out loud with me. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. I'm going to do one more thing. I want everybody to stand up. We got 3 people in the audience here. Stand up. Come on, stand up. Even if you're home, stand up. Put your hands on your hips. Get the tood going. Ready for the tood? Maybe this. Now let's say it. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. Yes? Yes, absolutely. Okay, so now we're going to experiment. Okay, so I'm going to ask Steph to come up, and I'm just going to kind of walk you through or talk you through this process of the eye motion and see if you have any sort of a shift. Okay, so obviously, close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Sit down if you haven't already. And put your focus on your breathing. Just allow yourself to become relaxed. And I invite you to think about a problem or a challenge that you may be having right now. And while you're thinking about the problem, I shouldn't have told you to close your eyes. Please open your eyes. And while you're thinking about the problem, lower your eyes so that you're looking at the ground. Don't worry, we're not going to spend a lot of time here. Just enough to get the feeling of the problem. So cast your eyes down while you're thinking about the problem. And notice how you're feeling. You may notice that while you're sitting here with your eyes downcast, that you are enmeshed in the problem. You can't see a solution. You can only see the problem, feel the problem. And now, very gently, raise your eyes up, not high, just to the middle of your vision. Imagine you're looking at the horizon. And you can even look around you, but keep your eyes level right in the middle. You may notice that perhaps there's a lightening of the energy. Maybe you're able to see some new ideas. Maybe a solution is making itself known. Maybe an opportunity that hadn't presented itself before. While you have your eyes at the middle level, expect that new ideas, new solutions, and opportunities are available to you. And just spend a few moments with your eyes in the middle on the horizon. You can see more. And pay attention to how you are feeling. Simply by lifting your gaze a little. And now look up from the horizon about 45 degrees. It's not a huge, you're not doing like this. You're just lifting your eyes about 45 degrees. It's easy for me because 45 degrees is where the camera is, and there's a picture of George Clooney. So it's simple for me to lift my eyes. But as your gaze is lifted at 45 degrees, perhaps allow your gaze to become soft and unfocused. You're not looking at anything specific. You're just allowing your gaze to be upward. You might also be tempted to close your eyes. I encourage you to keep your eyes open. And notice how you feel. Expect to receive wisdom. Expect to feel peace. Expect to feel good. You don't have to do anything to make it happen. Simply allow it to happen. This is keeping the high watch. Not only keeping our thoughts elevated, but by literally looking up helps you to access your intuition, indeed your mysticism. It allows you to feel connected because it is accessing a part of your brain as well as your spirit, your mind. And the good news is, it is always available to you with the simple act of looking up and expecting your good. And so now close your eyes for just a few moments to be able to return now to where you are, in your room, on your chair, your bed, the floor. Take in a deep breath, exhaling. And come back. Thank you, Stephanie. That was really wonderful, very intuitive music to go along with that. Thank you. And so I'm going to invite our wonderful, amazing band to come up for, as always, the perfect song for the perfect ending. Thank you, dear. Please welcome Amy Bishop, Oliver Miguel, Steph Chapman, Luis Tovar, and Lisa Jacobs.
Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. Always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. Always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done forgot the superpowers we all had. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate. Look for the good in everyone and celebrate all our mistakes. There's a silver lining. Silver lining. We still have to find it, find it, find it. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who set your soul free. Always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. Bessie, you are, you're just like me. Yeah. I see you searching for a purpose, guided by a dream. I see who you are, I'm just like you. I get lost sometimes and I forget what I came here to do. But I keep on trying. Keep on trying. When it gets frightening, look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. Always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone. light and vibration. Look for the good, look for the good, look for the good. Everyone gets mad sometimes, and maybe they should. Look for the good, look for the good, look for the good, look for the good. Yeah, look out for all the heroes who live in your neighborhood. Look for the good, look for the good, look for the good, look for the good. Life would sure be sweeter if everybody would look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. Always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. Always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone.
Yes. Yes. Give it up. Give it up. Look for the good in everyone. Ah. How do you feel? Pretty good? Spending time looking up, looking for the good? You betcha. You betcha. Whew. Me too. It's always such a pleasure to do this. So just a couple of reminders if you're going to drop things off for the Secret Santa, our mud room or the little room before you come into the center is set up to receive your items, so you don't need to bring it in. We've got that all set up. So go shopping and bring that for the Secret Santa stuff. And I think that's all the reminders I have. Tune in next week for Patricia Morgan. She's going to talk about resilience and loneliness. It's going to be a wonderful talk. She's a brilliant, brilliant speaker and presenter. And so let me tell you how you can support the center. I know it's coming up Christmas time, and I know that there are a lot of places for you to support, especially this year. And one of those places can be your spiritual center. Yeah, obviously with everything that's been going on, because our attendance, we don't have attendance, our income has come down. And if you're thinking that you want to make a gift to the center, this would be a wonderful time to do it. Thank you very much. You can e-transfer to office@calgarycsl.org. That's a really easy way to do it. You can go to the website, use the PayPal, use the donate button, which will take you to PayPal. You can send an old-fashioned check. We have people who are, one of our beloveds, you know who you are, comes in and drops his check off. It's always wonderful to see him. Or you can call the office. Kat is out on medical leave, but you can leave a message. I'll make sure that I get back to you and take your information. So thank you for that. Thank you for taking the extra step. Thank you for your support. So let's just say our conscious giving affirmation together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I give returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed, and so it is. And so it is. So we're going to sing. What do you want to sing? Love. Love. Yeah. Amy wants love.
I thank
Okay, rub your hands. Rub it, rub it, rub it. Blow some love in there. Oh, but don't spit on anybody, because, you know. Okay, go like this. Okay, you ready? We're going to send it out into the world, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Oh, it's so good. Love you, love you, love you. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful week.
Back when I had a little, thought that I needed a lot. A little was overrated, but a lot was a little too complicated. See, you didn't satisfy me. A million didn't make me happy. That's when I learned the lesson that it's all about your perceptions. Hey, are you a popper or a superstar? So you act, so you feel, so you are. It's not about the size of your car, it's about the size of the faith in your heart. And there's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Didn't think to laugh.
There's hope.
Better thank God for that. There's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. Out in the back country of Brazil, I met a young man who made me feel I could accomplish anything. You see, just like me, he wanted to sing. He had no windows and no doors. He lived a simple life and was extremely poor. On top of all of that, he had no eyesight. That didn't keep him from seeing the light. He said, what's it like when you're living today? And all I did was complain. Told me living here is paradise. Taught me paradise is in your mind. You know there's hope.
There's hope.
Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. There's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. There's hope. Every time I turn on the TV, there's somebody's acting crazy. But if you let it, it will drive you crazy. So I'm taking back my power today. Gas prices, they keep on rising. Government, they keep on lying. You got to keep on surviving. Keep living to do the best you can do. 'Cause there's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. There's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. There's hope. Stand up for your rights. Keep shining your light. Show the world the smile. There's hope. Stand up for your rights. Keep shining your light. Show the world the smile. There's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. There's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. You better thank God for that.
You're underhanded this time.
But I changed it up a little bit.